this is, look at the rest of these. If you want a small, here's the sign. Here it is right here. Sold out. Right there. Oh, okay. Well, let me get a medium. Sold out. Let me get a large. Sold out. Let me get an extra large. Sold out. Hey, 2XL. Sold out.
Retailers find themselves scrutinizing their own merchandise, helplessly watching as their products sit untouched, collecting dust on the shelves. But is Sophie truly the fan favorite that the hype suggests, or is this just a brilliant stroke of marketing genius? One thing is certain. The tension is palpable, emotions are running high, and egos have undoubtedly been bruised. As frustration mounts, the internet is ablaze with reactions, brimming with wit, sarcasm, and unfiltered opinions. So, buckle up as we dive deep into the Jersey frenzy, decode the subtle jabs, and explore the most hilarious takes from across social media.
So excited. Like when I say that I am refreshed and I am motivated and I just like kind of feel like my spark is back. Everyone thinks I've been feisty. You've not even seen the feisty side of me yet. So this
Absolutely. This is the same Sophie who has risen to fame with the fearless determination of someone who has never been told to hold back and the relentless energy of a coffee-fueled chihuahua. Now, as she brings that unshakable enthusiasm to Indiana, she is wasting no time in making her presence felt. Here, she isn't looking to build friendships, she's here to dominate. Her sole focus is victory, and while chasing it, she just might ignite some fierce rivalries on the court.
I've always been a huge fan of Stephanie White, and I'm not kidding. In college, I played, she coached against me and whatnot, and so we've known each other for quite a long time, and since I've been in the league, I was like, hey, when are you gonna coach me? You know, like it was just kind of a running joke, and it's been one for the past like 3 or 4 years, and so to finally all kind of come together just at the right time, I'm stoked. I think she's a heck of a coach. I love her offense. I love her approach to games and her approach to her players and the relationship she has with their players.
She strutted into the press conference with undeniable confidence, exuding the energy of someone already mentally carving out her place in the Fever's starting lineup. And let's be honest, it's only a matter of time before she's barking at opponents, locking eyes in intense stare-downs, and leaving defenders in the dust with nothing but a wave goodbye. Taylor Clark, take notes.
Love this! I'm a rookie all over again. Oh!
That's great. That's great. Like she's a rookie all over again. I heard Cece laughing at the end, so I guess Caitlin Clark's in the room.
Sophie doesn't just bring competitiveness, she carries an edge sharp enough to slice through steel. Cunningham isn't here to blend in, she's here to shake the foundation. If you thought the Fever would quietly inch their way up the rankings this season, think again. This isn't a slow and steady rise, it's an explosion waiting to happen, a full-blown spectacle right from the jump. Expect chaos, passion, and relentless energy. Every loose ball? Consider it a battleground as if it were the last slice of pizza.
Is entering the locker room, and just a forewarning, this is not a lot of basketball talk video. This is just a lot of like fun, like Sophie Cunningham has arrived team talk. And if you listen closely, you do hear the voice of none other than Caitlin Clark laughing in the background.
Oh gosh, this is the first time I've seen my jersey. Oh, I love this. It's like I'm a rookie.
The real headline here isn't just that she's on the team, it's the message she sent and what her shirt represents. Despite the unusual wording, the meaning was clear. I don't care if I have to destroy half the league to achieve my goal of winning. Unnoticeable? Ineffectual? Obviously not. Yes, if I don't work out, you all will find out.
I'm normally by the pool, and so I was actually poolside when I found out, and you know, there's a lot of emotions just because I have been out there for so long. But to be honest, my original thought was like, oh hell, like we're about to go win a championship. Like that's exactly where my mind went. And like I said, it's all about the people, it's about the culture. I learned a lot out there, but now I'm ready to move on to something bigger, something better, and have a lot of really great players around me to, you know, seriously go win a
championship. But as soon as Sophie wore her Indiana Fever jersey, the internet went completely crazy. People were rushing to get their hands on a tank top with her name on the back instead of disaster relief, but it was similar to a national emergency. Polyester causing this amount of hysteria. Who knew? A Nike executive simply high-fived himself into a different tax bracket somewhere. And suddenly, in a matter of hours, every single shirt was gone. Poof. The economy can be in decline. The cost of rent is soaring. However, it seems that a Sophie Fever shirt can still be purchased within the allocated amount. Individuals who had never attended a WNBA game before become ardent Indiana Fever supporters. The man who believes Tamika Catchings is a brand of fishing gear says, "I've always supported the team." Meanwhile, longtime Indiana Fever supporters sit in the corner, bewildered. Where were all these people last season? Suddenly, the team is selling jerseys like it's a Beyoncé concert, despite barely being able to fill the lower bowl of the arena before one broke man was trying to flex on TikTok, bidding against a 14-year-old using his dad's credit card and an influencer, all just to replace his old Tamika Catchings jersey. But let's talk about the sheer absurdity of this entire situation. It felt like the stock market flipped the moment Sophie put on that jersey. Suddenly, scalpers were selling them on eBay for the equivalent of a car down payment. You just know someone bought 6 thinking they'd flip them for profit. Only to realize that if he even considered reselling one, young fans would actually hunt him down. The sneakerhead era of the WNBA? Officially over. And then there's the sheer panic from those who missed out. Twitter, because let's be honest, Twitter is still overflowing with dramatic posts. The comments are filled with grown adults crying. How fast did they sell out? They wail.as if hype culture and bots haven't already ruined everything. Stanley Cups, PlayStation 5s, you name it. Some even dared to suggest waiting for a restock. As if they haven't lived on this planet long enough to know that a restock would only bring more chaos.
It still says low stock, one item left. One item left, y'all. Sophie Cunningham just showed up in Indy. Hasn't played a game yet. And that commenter wasn't.
Somewhere in Indiana, a Fever employee is stress-eating, overwhelmed by a supply system that was never built to handle Sophie Fever. Meanwhile, Nike is over here pretending to be oblivious, despite already churning out jerseys at a dizzying pace. The only reason their factories aren't running overtime is because they're too busy figuring out how to squeeze even more profit out of this frenzy. Imagine a limited edition Sophie jersey, maybe with gold trim, just to push the boundaries of capitalism even further. One thing is certain. Sophie just did the unthinkable. She turned an Indiana Fever jersey into the fashion statement of the season. Somewhere, a Paris runway designer is feverishly taking notes. It took just one player, one jersey, to catapult the WNBA into the mainstream. Somewhere Larry Bird is shaking his head.
I learned so much out in Phoenix. I was really blessed to have some really great teammates. You get to learn from the GOAT, Diana Taurasi, how that program, they've won championships. And so there's just a lot to learn. And I think that when this opportunity came about, when I first heard about it, I was so excited. Like I just knew that it was my time to get outside my comfort zone. Style play that you guys are playing here, that Stephanie is going to bring here, it's running.
That being said, I'm thrilled to be closer to home. I can't wait to learn more about the Indiana community. I've already made so many amazing friends. I'm excited to connect with the neighborhood and inspire the next generation of young boys and girls in this area. But above all, I can promise you this. I'm just here to win. Indiana Fever fans? Yeah, they don't mess around. While other WNBA fan bases are still debating whether to attend a game, Fever fans have already bought tickets, jerseys, hats, and probably a life-size cardboard cutout of Caitlin Clark for their living rooms. It's like Black Friday, except instead of fighting over a toaster, they're scrambling for tickets every time they drop, just for the chance to breathe the same air as their new superstar rookie. Meanwhile, things in Chicago are different. Angel Reese's arrival should have been a spectacle, the kind of event that sells out like a Beyoncé concert. But no. Turns out, Twitter hype and good vibes alone don't sell tickets. Who would have guessed? Fever fans are selling out a preseason game in minutes, while Chicago's front office is still scratching their heads, wondering why half their arena is empty.
To deep dive into the community of Indiana. I've already met a lot of really cool people. I'm excited to inspire the next generation of young boys and girls, get to know the community more. But I promise you that I'm just ready to just.
And let's not even get started on merchandise sales. Fever fans are slapping Caitlin Clark's name on everything. Coffee mugs, hoodies, baby onesies, t-shirts, and probably even car decals. Somewhere there's a die-hard fan driving a fully wrapped Caitlin Clark-themed Honda Civic. And honestly, Respect. Meanwhile, Sky fans are still asking when the season even starts. In a warehouse somewhere, Chicago's merch is just collecting dust. But to be fair, this isn't entirely Chicago's fault. Fever fans are simply putting on a masterclass in fan engagement. They're acting like their team has already built a dynasty and won 3 championships. And honestly, good for them. Confidence is key. They understand the assignment. You don't wait for your team to be great. You act like they already are. Other fan bases could take notes.
Also playing the Brazilian national team at LSU. Oh my goodness. Oh, hell.
She plays basketball like she's collecting debts. Opponents will have to endure elbows, shoulder checks, and enough trash talk to make a sailor blush. As for Cunningham's fashion sense, it's bold, unapologetic, and anything but subtle.
Sports fans, sometimes it makes it a little bit harder to celebrate some players because your love for other players. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Steph Curry, LeBron James, it don't matter what side of the fence you fall on. You're going to hate on one and you're going to love the other, but you got to give credit. Credit is due. Though, the Caitlin Clark effect.
She's not just here to play. Every game is a statement. Her defense is legendary. She's more than just a guard. She's an enforcer. For opponents, the message is clear. If you drive to the hoop, expect full contact. If you're lucky, you'll walk away unscathed. Now pair her with Caitlin Clark, the flamethrower with a range longer than a sniper's, and you have something truly terrifying. Clark's deadly long-range shooting forces defenders to rethink their entire strategy. She doesn't just take threes, she challenges the way you play the game. Trying to contain her is like catching lightning in a bottle. Blink and the ball is already in the net. Her shot isn't just a skill, it's an art form. And every time she pulls up,